Welcome to PVT Express News. Subscribe to the channel to not miss the hottest news. Today it's time to share with you all the breaking news of the entertainment industry. Yangzi talked about her longing for marriage in an interview. Pay attention to Xiao Zhan's reaction. The field trip is really sweet. Is Deng Wei Xiao Zhan's official secretary? It doesn't matter. As long as there is a handsome guy in front of you, you can be very excited. Netizens think that Xiao Zhan and Yangzi's Yu Sheng couple are better off? Or is it better for Deng Wei and Yangzi's Yaojing couple? However, knocking on CP also has to be done on a first-come, first-served basis. Some netizens still believe that the degree of compatibility between Yu Sheng and his wife is the most suitable. Brother Zhan and Zimei's sweets are still very sweet after knocking for so long, and there are some new sweets from time to time. When Yangzi was a guest on Interview with My Girlfriend, she was asked by the host lady, if you imagine the future wedding photos, what will the photos look like? Yangzi thought for a while and replied, I still like that kind, which is more fun and unique. It is best to be in Beijing's Hutongs, or the Forbidden City, Tiananmen Square, because I am a Beijinger and I want to stay in my hometown. Download the most meaningful photos. Who knows, Yangzi has described it so carefully. Can this be a beautiful fantasy of a single girl, accurate to the location? Coincidentally, Brother Zhan went on a field trip, and Zimei left his footprints in these places mentioned by Zimei. Should I say it or not? This wave of metaphysical sweets is quite sweet. There is also the same coincidence, that is, at the New Year's Eve party, the two of them were on the same stage in the century, and the eye contact was already very sweet. Unexpectedly, there was an inexplicable consistency in what the two said in the behind-the-scenes interview. Brother Zhan said, treat colleagues as family members. To put it succinctly, Zimei is his colleague when he was filming and his family in life. Zimei said, why did I choose the song Princess Wendy's Bodyguard? Because this song can be a lover or a friend, and it has a good meaning to sing to them, and the content of the song is what I want to say. The interview between the two seems to echo from beginning to end. And what's even more interesting is that netizens who have seen the highlights of Yu Sheng's filming scene note that the scene is really full of sugar. The director asked Zhan and Zimei to use Polaroids to record some vlogs about the relationship between Dr. Gu and the school, but how netizens see it, it looks like a vlog of the two of them. Yangzi held up the Polaroid and wanted to shoot Gu. Brother Zhan shyly blocked it, covering his red face. After being knocked down by Zimei, Brother Zhan lost his focus and threw himself into Zimei's arms. How can a sweet word fully describe their sugar? And some netizens who saw it also noticed that Brother Zhan held Zimei's waist with his hand. This is a young couple flirting and cursing. Why pretend not to? He is willing, and he cooperates. In the end, Brother Zhan held the camera himself, held up the Polaroid, and gave the two of them a good selfie. As the old saying goes, a real couple can't play a fake love. And the details can always tell the truth. In the scene without Yangzi, Yangzi sneaked behind Xiao Zhan to watch Brother Zhan act, staring at Brother Zhan with admiration. This dazed expression made me obsessed. She really loves her. And there were more than one such behaviors. Brother Zhan played with the male number 2 Song Jiang. Yangzi sneaked to the back of the door to watch Brother Zhan act. He laughed too loudly and was caught by Brother Zhan. It was so cute. Bar. Marry me, in the radish, old 8, then Lin just laughed, will you marry me, because it's the accumulation of townships and nights. Doesn't matter, Kamen Rider handsome guy can be very heartwarming. Netizens think it is better to be Yangzi's Yu Sheng couple, or is it better that the Goblin couple who are more Yoyoko sing better? However, CCTV 5 is based on individual first come first served. There are still netizens who think that Yu Sheng and his wife are a good match, best match for Leo, the single point of the entire battery. Possibly so long. Surprisingly, there are also some new factories. During the exclusive interview with Yangzi Zhoka Fan Mei, this group of young ladies asked, if you imagine Magnolia wedding photos, what does the little apple look like? Xuanzi is with black worms hit cars. I still like the more fun and unique ones, preferably in the Hutongs of Beijing. Tiananmen Square is currently the Forbidden City. You yourself are from Beijing, now in my hometown. click on the picture of friendship. Who knows, Yangzi described it so carefully. Can it only be a beautiful fantasy of a single girl, accurate to the location? I also want to have some fun, so it's fine if I'm in the alley. Is it because I am from Beijing? I still prefer to be in my hometown. Painting Tiananmen Square, you can think about it in the Forbidden City. The whole thing is an investigation. Only a few places can be mentioned, left in these places. Track of things, should I say it or not? Please dial the blood sugar point before. Still quite sweet, and the same idea is at the New Year's Eve party. The original Century was on the same stage. If you are not pure, you are already very sweet. Unexpectedly, wait a minute for the behind-the-scenes interview. Spoken words, you have unexplained consistency again. Tell the number. Children are suitable for Dongqing home. Concise and concise. The sister is one of his colleagues when he was filming. Family in life, can only say, why did I choose to ask you the princess is that song? Because this song can be a friend. It is very good for them to grow employment. The content of the song is what you want to say. The interview between the two seems to be echoing at the end. And it's even more interesting, netizens who issued it on the shooting site of Thai girls know it. Jin Cheng really has too much sugar, waiting for you to verify sister Gunning. Take advantage of Polaroid and get married under the physiological amount now. Netizens look like the two of them. Yangzi's Polaroid wanted to start a battle song, block like a shy shot, capture your own flushed face, why after knocking it out with one hand. Reread the entire nearly 10-year-old management of outbound subclasses, combine, non-Chang. I want to eat beef. A trick that always works, a complete description of their sugar in a word or something, and sharp-eyed netizens also noticed. Is Brother Zheng's trolley for sale? Is this the young couple flirting? Why don't you want to? I am very willing, can cooperate, at last. It's still the Polaroid that Chang personally holds the camera. Give two people a good meal of the sun, the old saying goes well. True love, do you have fake love? Gas swimming can also show the truth. There is a mystical mindset here. Yang Shiji sneaked behind Shang Xiang to watch the whole performance. He stood there staring at him with a face full of sales. Just put that expression on. I look at eating rice balls. I really love it. And I've seen this behavior more than once. The price is relative to the male number 2. Yangzi didn't have to go to the door to watch singing and acting, laughed too loud, and was captured by war song.
在没有姊妹的兴奋里，杨子竟然偷偷跑到肖战的背后围观战歌演戏，一脸崇拜地盯着战歌，这发愣的表情都看痴迷了都，他真的超爱。而且类似这样的行为还不止一次，战歌跟男2号宋江对戏，杨子偷摸摸地跑到门后看战歌演戏，笑得太大声，还被战歌抓包了，太可爱了吧。
Review, relying on men to be popular? Whose cheese was touched by Yangzi's explosion again, CCTV directly named him. Forward, today's broadcast of a TV series Long Lovesickness once again brought the post-90s Xiaohua Yangzi to the climax of the hot searches. Once the TV series was broadcast, the audience cheered for the 4 male actors who are popular traffic niches, but they were full of abuse for the acting skills of the heroine Yangzi. Unexpectedly, CCTV Entertainment directly and strongly supported Yangzi, admiring her performance in the play, which also made Yangzi's fans proud. And in the middle, what happened to Yangzi? Why is it complained by the public? Why does CCTV Entertainment strongly support Yangzi? Child stars start with hardships and stand hard work. I believe everyone knows that Yangzi played the role of Xiaoshui in Family with Children many years ago. In this play, Xiaoshui played by Yangzi is smart, has excellent grades, lively and sensible, and is the child of other people in the hearts of all parents. It is such a perfect child who not only comes alive under Yangzi's interpretation, but is also endowed with a soul by her. When Yangzi was a child, she would often watch Princess Huanzhu Gugu. At that time, Yangzi secretly decided in her heart that she must become an actor in the future. But at that time, Yangzi's parents didn't take the child's words seriously. At that time, they thought it was the child's random nonsense, but as Yangzi grew up, she never forgot what she said. Seeing that the crew was recruiting young actors, she went to sign up by herself. Yangzi's mother saw her daughter working so hard for what she said at the beginning. She also believed her daughter's words, and began to take Yangzi to various crews to audition. In this way, Yangzi's Xiaoshui appeared in everyone's field of vision. But what everyone didn't know was that Yangzi had acted in several plays before starring in Xiaoshui. But it's a pity that Yangzi didn't stir up any splashes at that time, and everyone didn't have a deep impression of her at all. Yangzi originally thought that after starring in Xiaoshui, her acting path would be bright and open, but a sudden accident brought Yangzi back to her original form. Family with Children became popular as a sitcom. So investors began to consider continuing to shoot a sequel. At this time, Yangzi was still full of joy and waited for the director to inform him, but she didn't expect that what she was waiting for was liquidated damages. It turned out that when the filming started, the investor had already liked the role of Xiao Shui and insisted on letting his daughter play the lively and lovely Xiaoshui. When the director saw it, he couldn't refuse it. After all, the investor was the one who decided whether the show could go ahead as promised, and Yangzi was replaced inexplicably. After receiving the liquidated damages, Yangzi collapsed. She had already played Xiaoshui for so many episodes. But she suddenly proposed to change her character. Of course, she didn't expect it, so Yangzi and her mother went around to inquire, asking if they still had a chance, but in the end they got no response. As a child star, she was abandoned halfway like this. Yangzi, who didn't splash a little water, felt particularly unwilling. Her career as an actor has not yet come to an end, and she will definitely have a chance if she works hard. Work hard to see results. In this way, Yangzi started to run various crews again and conducted many auditions. Fortunately, Yangzi's efforts quickly paid off. After receiving a few plays, Yangzi was not as happy as she had imagined. You must know that this was a part of the play she found by running away. It turned out that Yangzi felt that these dramas were not what he wanted, and they were completely inconsistent with his character's experience, so he had nowhere to start. But a senior at that time once said to Yangzi, "Don't choose scripts at this age, because your qualifications are not qualified enough, and you will have the capital to choose your favorite TV series after you can really make a good TV series." Yangzi felt that what this senior said was very reasonable, so she took over these scripts one by one and carefully studied their characteristics. At this time, Yangzi felt that her situation was not too bad, because she was in the eye of hone my acting skills in each role. However, in the age of the entertainment industry, sometimes you don't have acting skills, but as long as you look good, sometimes you can be reused. At that time, Yangzi was in puberty, her body was fat, and her face had pimples. These are all confusing problems for girls, so let alone Yangzi, a young actor who made a living by acting at that time. She has no background and no capital, so she can only rely on her own efforts to find a way out. But she didn't expect to lose in face. Such a result made her very distressed. Song Dandan, who had filmed Family with Children together, told Yangzi bluntly that she was not suitable for filming because of her appearance and figure, and advised her to change jobs as soon as possible. But at that time, Yangzi was young, arrogant, and felt that everyone could do something. Why couldn't he do it here? Gorgeous transformation. After successful transformation, she began to work harder to run the crew. At that time, Yangzi would shoot as long as someone was looking for her. In this way, her dedication was finally seen by more people. In 2014, Battle of Changsha starring Yangzi made her famous in one fell swoop. In this play, she changed the image she played in the past, from a young and ignorant little girl who didn't understand the world, to a mature, brave, and responsible medical staff. It has to be said that Yangzi completed this transformation very well, and such a step forward means that the scope of his performance has expanded again. Even Hua Jianoa, who worked with Yangzi and played the husband and wife, once praised Yangzi when facing the camera, expressing that the future of this little girl is limitless. Such a conscientious drama made Yangzi gradually become more confident, and more scripts came to her, with better quality. At this time, Yangzi slowly breathed a sigh of relief. Immediately afterwards, after Yangzi completed her transformation, she continued to start filming. She thought that after she had made some achievements, she would not be replaced at will, but Yangzi did not expect that the temporary change of actors happened again in own body. Just when Yangzi was about to enter the crew again to start filming, the director temporarily said that her character image did not match the role, and decided to temporarily replace her with a role. After hearing the news, Yangzi once again felt that her efforts seemed to be useless, and she felt that no matter how many scenes she made, she could not match the power of capital in the end. At this time, Yangzi seemed a little confused, wondering if he could continue on this road. She even began to think about what else she could do. But the arrival of a character at this time saved Yangzi from wanting to go back home. In the same year, Yangzi received the role of Zhou Yingying. This role is also another breakthrough for Yangzi in her acting career. Zhou Yingying in Ode to Joy she filmed is the most disliked character among the 5 girls, an ordinary girl who is in love, confused about right and wrong, has no thoughts of her own, but is innocent and kind, and tries her best to help her friends. Even when Ode to Joy was broadcast, Yangzi suffered a lot of abuse, because everyone felt that such a Beidio girl had no brains, so Yangzi was very depressed during that time. She didn't understand why everyone didn't understand that she had put so much effort into this role. It is true that Yangzi has designed a lot of careful thinking for the role of Zhou Yingying. In order to make herself more like a girl from Beidiao, she even took the subway every morning to observe the current situation. But what Yangzi probably didn't expect was that because everyone saw her own shadow in Zhou Yingying, forced by life, it aroused the resonance of many lives. After a long time in the past, Yangzi once said to the audience in an interview, "When I was filming Zhou Yingying, I once felt that I was her. Because the two of us are very similar, and we came to the big city alone, without any background. Stabilize little by little with your own efforts, but after ode to joy." Yangzi began to usher in his own era. The position of the first sister of the popular TV series is stable, so the TV series Dear, Loved is another path opened by Yangzi. All along, idol dramas are what everyone likes to watch, and it turns out that Yangzi's choice is also correct. As soon as the show aired, Yangzi and Li Xian, who played the hero and heroine roles, were sought after by thousands of girls. They continued to dominate the screen for a week, and even turned on the sweeping mode of the hot drama. But Yangzi didn't stop. She even started to change the genre of her filming immediately, and started filming fairy tale dramas in ancient costumes. So there was the appearance of Sweet Honey, Ashes Like Frost, and the appearance of this drama put Yangzi in the ranks of powerful actresses. Everyone thought that Yangzi would choose another type after filming Xiangmi, but unexpectedly, she began to choose to stay in this comfort zone and couldn't get out. I continued to shoot fairy tales in ancient costumes, mostly with the same costumes and the same plot, so some people began to ask, is an actor staying in his comfort zone all the time and not thinking about exploring new fields by himself? Is this considered a step backward? Yangzi answered this question calmly in front of the camera. In many cases, ancient costume fairy tale dramas were once at the lowest end of film and television dramas, but Yangzi felt that such dramas are more a test of one's acting skills, because in the theater, a lot of shooting needs to express one's feelings to the green screen. This is because as an actor, one needs to have a strong sense of faith. And the emotions are also diverse, so being able to perform well in ancient costume fairy tale dramas, it also requires strength. Yangzi proved with her own strength that as an actor, acting skills are the strength and the magic weapon for surviving in the film and television industry. The current Yangzi has appeared in many film and television dramas, and even as a public figure, she has continued to present correct values to the audience. She used her acting skills to slap those who would look down on her. Epilogue: Yangzi, who debuted as a child star, has been acting for more than 20 years, and she has never stopped her pace and has been moving forward, and she finally stood in front of everyone with her own strength. Her acting skills became more and more proficient, and with her fighting spirit, she completed her career as an actor, and at the same time became a role model in many people's hearts. Now she has become a film and television sister whose strength cannot be underestimated in the circle. If you found this newsletter useful, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Have a nice day and full of energy.